Right guys, so I read a book there called Running, a Love Story, and this guy in it, I can't remember his name. I just like I don't really prepare for my videos. I just um come up, I just do it simultaneously, if you know what I mean. So this guy, he's a runner, okay, and he seemed to be very unsuccessful, and I'm trying to pinpoint why was he unsuccessful. Okay, so he was born in 1973, I think. So he would have been like uh, when he was in secondary school. He would have been, well, this would have been like the 1980s. So um, he grew up in New Zealand. So anyway, what did he do? He started running from a very young age. Apparently, he did like marathons very young. That wouldn't be allowed nowadays, to be honest. But he ran a race. I think it was when he was 15 or 16. The school he was with were meant to be good runners. They had a decent standard. Um, so this guy, what did he do? He ran very poorly in a race, and he finished like he was one of the last finishers, and he started crying because he wasn't fast enough, and he quit. And he only got back into it when he was it late 20s, early 30s. Haven't read the book in a while. Um, so he went on in his early 40s. I think he was like 42 when this happened, or 43 maybe. He ran a 3:05 marathon. Okay, it was his quest to run sub 3, but he failed. He ran 3:05. But that was his PB. It's still a PB. So yeah, he failed, but there's still positives to take from that. But why is it that he only ran a 3:05? Okay, I'm gonna look at some of the reasons. Um, Starting out, he had heart problems. I think he had like a tumor in his heart or something. I can't actually remember exactly what it was, but he had a medical condition which I believe would make you run slower, make anyone run slower. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, he was he stopped training for a long age, from the age of like, was it 15 or 16 up until like late 20s, early 30s. So all those years away from the running field, yeah, that's bound to that's not going to help. Do you know what I mean? So, and what else? Lack of mileage. He said he used to run, what was it, 70 kilometers a week, or was it 60? So he's running, what's that, like 45 miles a week? That's not a lot, really. So when you look at his time, 3:05, and you look at the amount of miles he's doing, it's almost like the if you look at a chart on how many miles you have to run per week to get a certain time. Not 100% accurate, by the way, of course, but if you're running, say, like 45 miles a week, you'd be expected to run about 19 or 20 minutes for a 5k. Running 3:05 in the marathon, I think that's about the equivalent of 19 something. I think maybe 3 hours flat would be like, what would that be? That would probably be like just under 19 minutes, maybe like 18:30, 18:40. So he's probably maybe running around, say, 19 over a 5k. I'd say maybe he'd run anywhere between 19 flat and 19:30. So yeah, lack of mileage, big thing. You really got to put time and effort into your sport if you want to really get the results. There's no other way of looking at it. Too many entitled people think, oh, but sure, if I'm running 2 miles a day, 4 days a week, then I'm running 8 miles a week. What can't I keep up with Mo Farah? What's going on? I can't even break 3 hours in the marathon. You know. No, like, really, you have to put a bit of effort in. Don't listen to those coaches. You get so many coaches these days who kind of enforce this message into people's heads. They say, oh, don't do too much miles. That's bad. Like, I remember I was in school when I was like an intern at school. You're talking 15, 16. My coach would say, oh no, 2 miles is enough. No more than 2 miles of training a day, because that's all you're going to do in the cross country. And then when I think when I was a senior, we had to start running 6 kilometers, which is like just under 4 miles. So he had us running 4 miles, and he had us doing that like twice a week. And he's like, oh, that's enough. No more than 4 miles. You don't need any more than that. Oh. Like that's just weak. You need to put a bit of effort into your training if you want to see results. Okay, so just don't listen to those people. Okay, running is really not that different to other disciplines in life. You have to put the time and effort in to get the results. Okay, the last reason I can think of was his training plan was just crap. His coach wasn't very good. He was doing all his runs at his marathon pace, which is a disaster. Most of your mileage has to be easy. Okay, you can't be doing if you're running at your marathon pace, that's not easy. Okay, do you know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to run, say, a 3-hour marathon, of course you have to do some of your training at that pace, but it should make up a smaller percentage of your mileage, like maybe 20% of your mileage at the very max. Okay, the rest should be just easy base mileage, aerobic, you know. And I don't believe in this crap of running at the same pace from start to finish either. I believe in doing it like the Kenyans, treat it like a progression. Like let's say Kipchoge starts off at 9 minute mile pace, works his way down to 6 on a typical easy run day. So he's working all those paces, all those different energy systems, and you know, so for a guy like this guy, what was his name? I think his marathon pace was like 7 minute mile pace, so his easy pace would be about 8. So for him, it'd be a case of starting off at maybe start off at like 11 minute mile pace, work your way down to 8. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, overtraining, that was a big issue as well. You know, so too little mileage, doing your runs too fast, all those years out of running, and a heart condition. They're the reasons why he could only run 3:05 in the marathon. But personally, I still believe that despite his condition, I still believe he had the ability to run a lot faster than that. Okay,